She left you on read again. But what if I told you that silence isn't rejection, but possibly a sign of love? Sounds crazy, right? Yet, in the world of female psychology and Stoic philosophy, truth is rarely what it seems. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood signals a woman sends when she ignores you. Because if she truly loves you, she might act like she doesn't. Stick around until the end of this video, and you'll stop chasing the wrong signs and start decoding the hidden code behind feminine behavior. Oh, and a quick warning, this might make you rethink every woman you've ever loved. First, love awakens something very special inside her: vulnerability. When a woman truly falls for you, something powerful stirs within her, something she rarely admits. She begins to lose control. Love isn't just butterflies and romance, it also brings to the surface her deepest fears. Her walls start to crack, her defenses lower, and her emotions, fierce and intense, begin to overwhelm her. At that moment, she no longer controls her heart. You do. And that is terrifying. So, what does she do? She pulls away. She goes silent. Not because she's lost interest, but because she's trying to regain emotional balance. The closer she gets to you, the more vulnerable she feels. And for someone who has been hurt before, vulnerability can feel like danger. This is where Stoic wisdom plays its part. The Stoics taught that unchecked emotions lead to inner chaos, and falling in love is emotional chaos at its peak. Here's the irony we rarely talk about. We chase love like it's the answer to everything, but when it arrives, we panic because love means surrender, risk, and giving someone the power to break you. So when she pulls back, don't rush to fix it. Don't assume the worst. Understand the storm raging inside her. Sometimes, the deepest form of love doesn't shout. It hides, waits, and protects. But what if her silence isn't just fear? What if she's testing your strength in a way only a woman in love would dare? Second, testing your emotional strength. When a woman ignores you, it's not always a sign she's losing interest. Sometimes it's a subconscious test, a quiet challenge to see what kind of man you really are. The truth is, love makes her vulnerable. But you? You're being measured, not by your words, but by your emotional resilience. Will you panic when she doesn't reply, spiral into self-doubt, send 3 follow-up texts, accuse her of playing games? Or will you remain calm, grounded, unshaken, stoic? This is where psychology and philosophy merge, and the story continues. Join me in the next part as we uncover the mysteries behind her mask. Building on what we discussed earlier, that her silence isn't about losing interest, but about testing your inner strength, let's dive deeper into the complex reasons behind her withdrawal. In her mind, distance acts like a magnifying glass, revealing just how much you rely on her for validation. If you crumble without her attention, you fail the test. Stoicism teaches us that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. The truth is, many men sabotage potential love because they react impulsively instead of observing calmly. But here's the twist. If she truly loves you, she wants to see you pass this test. She's hoping you'll be the one who doesn't chase, who doesn't beg or plead, but understands that presence is far stronger than pressure. Let's be honest. If you can't handle a little silence, how will you weather real storms in life? She's not ignoring you to hurt you. She's stepping back to see if your masculinity is just a performance or a solid foundation. However, some women withdraw for an entirely different reason. One that has nothing to do with testing you, but everything to do with protecting you from something darker. Sometimes when a woman pulls away, it's not because of you, it's because of the shadows she hides within herself. Love doesn't just spark affection. It awakens her deepest fears, unhealed wounds, past betrayals, and traumas she's never fully faced. When those emotions flood back, she fears they might contaminate your connection. So instead of dragging you into her emotional chaos, she disappears, not to punish you, but to protect you from herself. This is where female psychology runs far deeper than most men realize. She's not being cold, she's being cautious. She might think, if he sees the real me, he'll leave. If I get too close, I might break him like I was broken. It's a paradox. The deeper her love, the more afraid she is of hurting the very person she wants to keep safe. So what does Stoicism teach us in moments like this? Accept what you cannot change and control how you respond. That means not rushing to fix her, not demanding explanations, but offering stillness and space. Because sometimes silence isn't rejection, it's a wounded heart building a wall she hopes you'll understand, not break down. But what if her silence isn't about protecting you or testing you? What if she's stepping back to protect her own identity from disappearing in love? That's the next twist, and it may surprise you. When a woman falls in love, something unexpected happens. She starts to feel like she's losing herself. Her focus shifts, emotions intensify, and her thoughts orbit around you, creating an emotional gravity that can feel overwhelming. So, what does she do? She steps back, not because she doesn't want you, but because she's afraid of losing her independence in the process of loving you. And there's even more depth to this story as we continue to explore the subtle psychological layers behind her actions. Building on the idea that she pulls away to protect herself and restore emotional balance, let's dive deeper into why those silences happen and how you should understand them. This is especially true for high value, self aware women. They've worked hard to master emotional control, and the moment love makes them feel like they're drifting away from themselves, they course correct by stepping back. Here is where Stoicism meets psychology. A Stoic man doesn't fear connection, but he never lets attachment compromise his identity. She's trying to do the same. Her silence isn't rejection, it's resistance to emotional dependency. Have you ever dated someone who suddenly got busy right when things got intimate? That wasn't really her schedule, it was her coping mechanism. She's asking herself, am I losing myself in him? Am I becoming too emotionally invested? So she pulls away to reset the balance, to reclaim her sense of self before love consumes her completely. If you chase her during this phase, she'll see you as emotionally needy, not as someone who respects her boundaries. But sometimes silence isn't emotional at all. It's cold, calculated, and designed to control you. What if the next silence you face isn't about love or fear, but about power? This is strategic silence. Not all silence comes from feelings. Sometimes it's a mind game, a tool to shift power in the relationship. When a woman knows you're emotionally invested, she can weaponize silence. She ignores you, not to protect herself, but to control you. This isn't about love anymore. It's about leverage. She's not pulling away because she's scared. She's pulling away because she knows you'll chase. Every hour you wait for a reply, she gains power. Every double text you send confirms to her that you're hooked. And here's where it gets dangerous. She realizes she only needs to give very little to keep your full attention. This is the push-pull dynamic, where one person gives just enough to keep the other emotionally hungry. The moment you stop pursuing, she reaches out, not out of affection, but to reel you back in. This is where Stoicism becomes your survival skill. Stoicism teaches us not to react impulsively to outside events, especially manipulative ones. You must remain emotionally sovereign. That means no chasing, no begging, no panic over her silent treatment. You're not a lost puppy, you're a lion. Lions don't whimper when someone walks away, they wait patiently. So ask yourself, is her silence coming from fear or strategy? Confusing the two could cost you your peace, dignity, and emotional control. And the story doesn't end here. Let's explore next the deeper secrets of how she truly sees you and your relationship. Continuing from the last insight about staying emotionally sovereign in the face of silence, it's time to explore how a true Stoic man responds without chasing, reacting, or losing himself. Here's the core truth you need to understand. If she loves you but ignores you, don't chase. Don't overthink or beg for attention. Instead, hold your ground. Your silence becomes a powerful mirror, reflecting your inner strength and calm. Because a woman who truly loves will always be drawn back, not by pressure, but by your steady presence. The moment you start chasing, you lose your polarity. You shift into the role of the pursuer, and she becomes the prize. This dynamic is exactly what Stoicism warns against. It teaches us to control what we can, accept what we cannot, and never mistake desperate attention for genuine affection. If this video has helped you decode even one subtle signal in female behavior, imagine how much more there is to discover. So, hit that subscribe button and join me on this journey, because we're only just getting started. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever been ignored by someone who secretly cared for you? Drop your story in the comments. Let's learn from each other, stay grounded, and keep mastering the art of connection. Up next, we'll dive even deeper into the Stoic mindset, how to build unshakable confidence that draws her in naturally, no matter what games she plays.